Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com, and today we're going to get a little tips for overcoming phone fear. Phone fear is very real. It's actually more an issue today than it's ever been because we've got an entire generation now that grew up really communicating more by text message than by actual conversation, right? And so phone fear in general has multiplied because then you also have the rest of the population, and I don't have phone fear now, but I certainly did, but I would have fit into this category, being a true introvert and having a non-confrontational type of personality and not being a salesperson. I would clearly have fit into this. You have another measure of the population, pretty significant, who is also gravitated towards operating through text, right? So that they now are they've gone back to being less comfortable with an actual telephone call. And so phone fear is huge, right? I still remember what it was like to pick up the 800-pound phone to make a call. Like, oh my gosh, and my sweat's poured off my forehead. I got to make this call. Right? I mean, I know what that feels like. So I'm going to give you a couple tips, but first let's talk about where it comes from. Where does phone fear come from? So it comes from, kind of 5 quick things. One, it comes from not knowing what to say. Feeling like they don't know what to say, right? So remember, can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You could say it the wrong way, but you can't say the wrong thing. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. That's just going to be normal, but people don't think about that, right? And so the second one is fear of failure, right? They're like, oh my gosh, if I take this step, I might fail. And again, it's kind of bizarre, but if you don't pick up the phone and you don't make your contacts and you don't work, now certainly you can work without picking up the phone in today's world, but it's still the best skill you can learn because at some point you're going to be in an actual live conversation, regardless of how you work. People have fear of failure and they don't pick up the phone to make phone calls and they don't take action. They've guaranteed the thing they fear, which is stupid. Doesn't even make sense, right? I mean, it's the only way to succeed is to take action. So the third thing is rejection, right? They take rejection personal. A few years back, I was traveling in Europe and I was going from seminar to seminar that I was leading, and I'll never forget. I was on a really cool train. I was sitting in the really nice section, and the guy comes in his uniform offering coffee, and he said, would you like some coffee? And I'm like, no, I don't want any coffee. And the guy, he didn't quit his job. He didn't even cry. He didn't say, oh my gosh, you like my coffee. He didn't get scared to go talk to the next person, right? He just understood it wasn't personal. Rejection is not personal in this business, right? It is, they don't want your service. They're not interested in your product or your service or your opportunity at this particular time for themselves. That's nothing to do with you, right? Unless you're being a jerk, right? If you're doing what I'm teaching, more people will be open than not, but you're still going to have people that don't take action, which you could classify as rejection, or you could classify it as a refusal of service, right? So that's the third one. The fourth reason is criticism. People feel like they're going to get criticized, which they will. That's going to happen, but not that often. And the truth is, people only criticize people who are doing something, right? I mean, dogs don't bark at parked cars. If a car's sitting still and doing nothing, the dog just walks right by it. But as soon as it's going down the street, it's like, ruff, 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 ruff. Same with people. People don't go blah, blah, blah. They don't bark at you unless you're making a difference and trying to make something happen. So you know what? Flipping let them bark, man. Let them bark like maniacs. Let's have a whole community of barkers, right? Because that means you're really doing something. And then the fifth thing is worry about what people will think of you. Well, guess what? They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about them. Most people are incredibly self-oriented, right? They're only thinking about themselves. They're not focused on thinking about you. They don't spend all day going, I wonder how Mary's doing in that thing, right? They don't, once you've had the conversation, you're off their mind. Now they're thinking about their bills and their kids and their family and their stuff and their job and, whatever it is that's on their mind. So remember, that is just the truth. But that's where it all comes from, right? Now, there's a few more. In my blueprint process, I do a lot on this, right? This is just a little nugget from the blueprint process training, which you can check out at toddburrier.com. That training will be game-changing for you and your teams. But anyway, so think about all 5 of those. What are those 5 things? They're self-focused. They're totally about the person who's going to be making the phone call. They're self-oriented. Right? They're all about me. I don't know what to say, or I'm afraid to fail, or I might get rejected, or I might get criticized, or what are they going to think of me? Right? That's not thinking I might be helping this person. I might change their life. I might save their life. I might be the significant moment in their life, right? That's actually the truth, right? You can pick it. You can choose which side. Which one do you want to be? You want to be focused over here, and then you'll be over here like, hey, I might change your life. Changes how you do things, doesn't it? So here's what you got to get in the focus into your mindset, right? Number one, success isn't in the outcome. You have no commitment, no attachment to the outcome. It's not, forget the outcome. Success is in making the call, right? I mean, the business goals are achieved through actions, right? That's where they come from. The phone call is an action. Worst thing that happens is you contact someone, they say no, that's the worst thing, and they are now aware that you have something. So you still might do business when you work the way I teach. There's a good chance you will over time, but that's the truth. Success is in the action. It's in the call, not the outcome. The second thing is you're not selling, you're helping. Not selling, helping. They have solutions. You have a bag of them. You got the bag of gifts, an endless bag of gifts. You can pull gifts out for every person you see. You can pick up them. Hey, I got a gift for you. 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 That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Remember that. You're offering to help people. Yeah, if they buy your product, you're going to make some money? Sure. You're going to make enough money to put your kids through college? No. Are you going to make enough money to change your life? No, right? Think about that, right? You're doing what they're going to get from you reaching out and you working with them is way more than you're going to get. That's just the truth. And so don't be afraid to say it. So helping, not selling, you're helping. Yeah, sales will take place and that's fine. They should, they have to. And then the third thing is flip the possibility. Instead of worrying about what might happen to you, think about what might happen with them, right? At any call you make, any single time you pick up the phone, any message you send could be massive, right? You could sponsor someone who's the next biggest person in the company, or they could sponsor someone that becomes that, or they could sponsor someone that comes that. You never know. You have this chance to impact someone's life. They have a chance to impact your life. There's so many amazing possibilities that could come from just you picking up the phone, if you think about it from a possibility perspective. So, success is in the call. You're helping them, not selling them. And possibilities are endless. Endless. I hope that was helpful. I think this is a message you might want to share with your teams. But just have fun and be real and be present and show your heart. You can't go wrong. This business is not hard. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard by getting all up in here. Just do it. Just do it with a nice heart, open heart, and let it happen, because it'll happen. You can make success inevitable just by doing it. All right. So hope this was helpful. If you haven't got my 27 scripts that would really help you pick up the phone, make sure you go to toddberry.com and put your email in and download that free audio. And then you can listen to it over and over. And while you're there, I highly suggest you go over to the products page and check out the Blueprint Process training. That training is mind-blowing. You can build anything. You can build anything to as far as you want, just from the fundamentals I teach in that training. So, hope this was helpful. See you next time.